Steven. Yes, Howard, won't you come in, please?
Just sit down over here.
I'm sorry about your father, Miss Howard. I've got some coffee for you.
Is anything wrong?
Of course not. I'm fine. Steven?
Yes.
I want my father to be buried in Peyton Place.
Anne, I must tell you, I don't think that would be a good idea.
No, I wanted Steven. He was the only family I ever had. I want him near me. I'm going to stay here. I want him to be here. Please. I better get home.
Anne, your father died with a ticket to Peyton Place in his hands. He was on his way here to you. Now, there must have been a good reason. It could be in this suitcase.
Steven, not tonight.
Anne, let's face it now.
Steven.
Sketches.
Seen this somewhere before. I've seen the portrait that these drawings were made for.
This is the painting in Mr. Peyton's house. Catherine Harrington. Catherine Peyton.
And my father knew the Peyton.
Oh, Martin Peyton and my mother denied ever knowing him. And look at this date.
Yes, the year before I was born.
He brought you here one summer, supposedly for the first time, and now, 12 years earlier, he painted a portrait of Catherine Peyton. Tell me, Anne, was your father a successful painter? Was he a good one?
Well, he may have been a few years before, but I don't know. He didn't work hard at it.
Well, how did you live?
He traveled around anywhere. Whenever, as he said, the spirit moved him. Stephen, really, you see how upset she is. Must you go on?
Forgive me, Anne. I know this must be difficult for you. Are you all right?
All right.
Right. Think, Anne. Why Peyton Place? That summer of the accident. It could have been any town in the United States. Why here?
I don't know.
Now, when he brought you here, did he say anything about the Peytons? They ruled this town. They were the most important people here. He must have mentioned them.
No, never. He said he didn't know anyone here.
Well, there's a piece missing somewhere. Where did your father go that afternoon? The only time he ever left you alone.
Stop it. Why don't you stop it? You're torturing her.
Betty!
Is it really necessary to go through this tonight, Stephen?
Now, you let me size up my own responsibilities.
I'm sorry.
How do you feel?
I just wish we'd been able to reach him in time.
And it didn't die with your father. He wasn't the one who held the key. But we'll find the person who does. Now, maybe it's here.
I've had a severe setback. That's the story, Hannah, and you'll stick to it. And when I'm in the hospital, no visitors. None whatsoever. That's the whole point.
No, Morton. I won't be able to do it.
I can't afford to stay in this house a minute longer. I refuse to be a sitting duck when Steven and that girl get back from Boston.
But we don't know what they learned. We don't even know that Brian talked to them or what he said.
They come back here, knowing their brother and sister. I'll be too ill to talk to them. Too ill to answer our questions. Too ill, Hannah.
I can't face them alone.
Ah, you managed to be a Very skillful liar for 28 years. That's the door. Dr. Rossi, Hannah, answer it. Hannah, let the doctor in.
Doctor,
Mrs. Cord?
he's upstairs in his room.
Thank you. Mr. Peyton?
Thank you, Doctor, for hurrying.
What seems to be the problem?
Symptoms, Doctor. Old, familiar symptoms every time.
Such as?
Weakness in the limbs, shortness of the breath. The tongue is coated. Well, Doctor?
Well, I haven't even begun yet, Mr. Peyton. And when did all this start?
Yesterday. It came on gradually.
I see.
I know what's happened, Doctor. I know this old creaking body. It's acted up before.
Best heartbeat you've had in a long time.
Nonsense, I'm ill. What's the pressure?
Well, for a man who smokes all those cigars behind my back and drinks brandy against all my orders, why this sudden faith in my medical ability? Pressure's fine.
I tell you, I know the first signs of loss of remission.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Peyton. But it happens I can't find anything wrong with you.
But I tell you, there is.
Well, I'm not going to stand here and argue with you, Mr. Peyton. You seem fine, but I'm not going to take any chances. I'll check into the hospital tomorrow and give you a thorough going over. I'll send an ambulance by to pick you up in the morning.
I'll be ready to leave tonight. Right now.
Well, that won't be necessary. Why don't you stay here and get a good night's sleep?
Tonight.
All right? Tonight.
Anna, answer the bell. And Hannah, whoever it is, I don't want to see anyone.
Mrs. Cord, what's going on?
What do you mean?
Well, this isn't like Mr. Peyton runs. I've seen other patients his age panic, but not him.
But you are going to put him in the hospital.
Well, I can't tell much from these bedroom examinations. I'm going to wait until I run some further tests.
I see.
Hello, Doctor. Hello, Les. I'll see you in a little while, Miss Cord.
How's Mr. Peyton?
Well, I think he'll fill you in on the details.
Is it serious?
Excuse me, Les.
And what do you want, Mr. Harrington?
A man likes to return to the scene of so many fond memories. Where's the old man?
Mr. Peyton,
Where is he?
you can't see him. He's ill.
Just like old times, isn't it, Mrs. Cord? You guarding the gates and the old man too ill. Well, times have changed. I want to see him.
I told you he isn't well.
Yes, you said that, Mrs. Cord.
You saw Dr. Rossi.
Yes.
Is there any message I can take him? Is it something concerning the mill?
No.
Mr. Harrington, I wouldn't
I'm
try
not going
that
to
if I
beg you,
were...
Mrs. Cord. As a matter of fact, I've changed my mind. I don't want to see him at all. I have a feeling he'll be calling me. Tell him I came to discuss Ann Howard. Ann Howard and my wife's portrait. I think a man has a right to know why his late wife's portrait was brutally mutilated. Is something wrong, Mrs. Cord?
Wait, Mr.
I have waited all my life. Now the old man can do a little waiting.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
Go jump in the lake as far as I'm concerned.
You know you don't mean that.
You just don't know the Harringtons.
Oh? Well, I'm a Harrington, too, remember?
Keep away from that cemetery. Unless you want the truth to come out right now. Are you ready to face Ann and Steven there? A family reunion over your husband's grave?